All right, we're live. Cool. Euler, are we waiting for a second, or we can already start?
I
Uh,
guess let's
in,
just
in,
go.
let's just go. Uh, Guys, what a month and what a week. I kind of just want to like give you the big and cool numbers first. Uh, for the past month, we've had we've had such an amazing growth in daily active users. Currently, I believe in the past 2 days for Zever's main game, we've been scraping, not quite there yet, but scraping 7,000 daily active users for the game, which is that's nuts. And speaking of almost reaching cool goals, we're almost at 60K users for Zever's Mini. So, guys, thank you so much for all of your support uh, and dedication and time to uh, to the game we all cherish and love. So, yeah, uh, kind of wanted to quickly get that off. Uh, you or anything to add there, or uh, do you
Only
think it's
just
a big?
numbers are looking better by day, and it's actually crazy if we look back. Just early August, like 1 month ago, we were doing around like 3,000 daily active user. We see that number to be hovering around 7K right now. It's pretty crazy, and also if anyone is following Dune dashboard, our daily active wallets are up by far whatever we like thought we will reach in that short amount of time. So we have around I think let me check. Last time I checked it was oh yeah, it's a bit over 5,000 daily active wallets. So been doing good. And yeah, I guess let's get it. Jagal.
Yeah. All right. I'm just gonna. I'm so excited. I'm just immediately gonna get to it. Mr. Block's chest. We'll get to a lot of other things afterwards, but I feel like it's been such a long time in the coming and such a long time in the making, and I'm so excited to finally tell you all the details and nerd out a bit. So uh, we know Mr. Block chests have been delayed one or two times, uh, but uh, we're very confident in the release and the sale next week. I know I promised you end of August. Couple of little small delays, but we're getting there at the uh, next week. Start of September. Uh, so uh, yeah. Uh, I've talked about blockchains a lot of times. I know we have a lot of new people here, and the last AMA recording uh, was non-existent. So let me recap and then give you the good alpha on uh, all of the items in there and what they do. So each chest will guaranteed contain one level one lapsa, which is neutral type Z, and one evolution stone. So there's going to be 6 evolution stones in total, and we're going to be introducing 3 new elements to the game. The new elements will not, and the stones will not be rarer than, for example, fire and water stones. There's 666 chests, and there's going to be 111 of each type of evolution stone. Uh, when your Elapsor reaches level 50, you'll be able to use the evolution stone to evolve, skipping the required 2Z sacrifice. So, great gain there already. So, so that's that. Additionally, 55% of all chests, I think it's 55, but yeah, will contain equipment. So there's gonna be 111 uh, sets of yes, 111 sets of Fox Blossom set, which is the new uh, equipment set. Uh, Mask, top, bottom, and there's gonna be 33 legendary main hand items. Uh, so speaking of set, I I had I had somewhere. All right, so equipment set will have a set bonus, similar to how we have uh, Pacha, Ulumi, Uwatsu set bonuses, a different one, but yeah, we're getting that. And the legendary equipment piece will be a main hand item, and it will have a bonus that the equipment bonus of itself, similar to how we have with all legendary items, it will proc. It will be it's a proc chance to have a AOE attack hit all enemies before your Z hits. So that's pretty neat. Uh, that's that. All right. What's the logical next approach? So speaking of new um, um, Z types, we're introducing Astral, Dark Matter, and Radiant. Uh, so probably your question is how do these types interact with each other, and how do they interact with already existing types, which is the fire, water, grass. So I will provide this in like a written format, so no worries. But Astral will be strong against Radiant and Grass, and only weak to Dark Matter. Dark Matter will be strong against Astral and Fire, and only weak to Radiant. And Radiant will be strong against Dark Matter and Water, and only weak to Astral. So you're getting so the new elements have two type strengths and only one type weakness. We were thinking about maybe similar to how Pokemon games work, the super effectiveness and stuff like that, but decided against it. And yeah, that's where we're at. So now my favorite topic. I saw this in real life. I honestly I got so hyped. Um, Lapsa evolutions. Um, Actually, let. So this is Wapsa. Dropped a little teaser in the chat. So labs evolutions, how and their abilities. So regular ability for the labs is a multi attack. Uh, it's a percentage chance, and like it can hit 3 times the target. With like the three being the lowest chance, somewhere around 15%. It can sometimes only hit it once. But where does this get crazy is when evolutions come in play, because we're gonna introduce a passive. Uh, I guess it's like a passive ability for all evolved lapses, which is called empowerment. And how empowerment works is uh, every multi attack hit adds one flame to lapse's tail, all evolutions. Uh, so whenever you have all three tails lit, three lights, three flames. The next evolution attack will be empowered, dealing extra damage. Where does this become beautiful? Is sometimes your multi attack can hit 3 times. Yeah, you see where I'm getting going with this. So you can get empowerment not in 3 turns, but in like 1 turn. Uh, and yeah, there's lapses would fall into DPS categories, all of them. So I feel like that's way more simpler to approach instead of having like tank lapses, support lapses. Uh, uh, you're gonna have the DPS for any type you use. So that's a really neat way to approach it, in my opinion. So more details to come. more spoilers to come. And yeah, so next week, next week, we'll announce the date a bit later. We internally we have committed the date, but uh, game development never know what unexpected delays might occur. But all right, so we're gonna introduce a little new area in the main lobby where the sale will happen. The sale will happen in game, and the unboxing and the evolution. Uh, and it's yeah, sorry, lost my train of thought. In game, little lobby expansion, add a statue, and the cost of one Mr. Block's chest of wondrous oddities will be 666 magic, uh, going together with the amount of chests in existence. So yes, one small minor thing: the magic, I believe, needs to be in your treasure wallet, so you can purchase it. It will be like a singular purchase, so you can't like select 100 of those chests, but you purchase one, and I believe you can just try and go again and purchase another. So good luck to everyone, and yeah. Also, remember,
Yeah.
all the details will be written, and nothing will be missed.
Yeah. One thing to add: the total supply for the boxes up for the mint will be only 300, and that will bring us to um, having like in total 666 boxes. So yeah, like Jagal told, uh, make sure you prepare like your magic inside your in-game wallet, because the mint will happen directly inside the game.
So yeah, um,
Yeah, so many people typing at the same time.
yeah, I need to like unfocus myself from the chat because I'm losing my train of thought all the time. Uh, but yeah, guys, super exciting. And yeah, Broom, no burning other disease. Every chest comes with um, evolution crystal. And yeah, um, so that's that. Uh, Next week, get ready.
Yeah, maybe we can do like also small recap about stash and inventory system. That actually
Yeah,
answers the question on will fishing or cooking will be kind of auto at some point, and the answer is yes. The moment we introduce the inventory system, every player will now have like a limited bag with the size of 20 slots, and that means you will be only able to like carry 20 fish at a time, which means you will need to travel between like activities and stash to essentially bank them. And because we have like this limitation in place, we feel that good way to balance it would be give auto fishing and auto cooking ability. So you will be able to kind of cook all your inventory if you go up to the fireplace, or you will be able to use like 20 fishing baits to fill up all your inventory slots before you need to bank. And another thing to add is we're revisiting some of fishing pond respawn times. So we understand like player we start to get more and more player, but the place is still quite limited, so we'll probably make some adjustments to respawns for the fishing spots. Yeah, so but like essentially like the whole inventory system is kind of a pretty huge update because it will completely change the way how you play the game. I think it adds way more meaningful reason to have big territory, right? We are still working also on like Zevert mainland, and if we have all this space, then there should need to be like a purpose to walk around it, right? But at the same time, it's also a base for our three upcoming skills: woodcutting, farming, and herbalism. So these skills will join the existing skill roster, and yeah, I think they will add like tremendous depth to the game, to the battle. We'll start to see way different ways for people to play Forge, for example, as we will be adding more levels to that. So yeah, that's just like a small recap. I think the main things today is what's coming next, and our small Pepid Rocks airdrop a little bit later in like 1 hour.
Yeah. I also to quickly recap on the skills coming. I know last time we didn't have this big of an audience, so also coming to Zevers in a very near future. You already briefly touched upon herbalism and farming, and to give you a quick version of it, you'll be able to acquire secondary materials and seeds from dungeons. You'll be able to plant those seeds, grow herbs, and you'll be able to craft potions that increases your Z's defense, HP, damage, or speed, and use them in battle. And with herbalism and farming comes also new tools in for new rarities that will go in. If I'm not mistaken, you'll they will go back. They will go into the corn loot food pool. And additionally to that, we'll be introducing woodcutting. I think in like a very short time span of there's going to be a small gap, not that big of a gap between herbalism and farming and woodcutting. And come to new areas, uh, you'll be able to cut logs. I think initially we plan to have people be able to add these logs to various campfires and boost up XP rates for everybody cooking at that campfire. So, yeah, a little synergy between those skills and new woodcutting axes going also in the corn loot pod pool. So that's a quick version of it all.
Yep, exactly. Like, so it will have like so much new like content, so many new items, and that will all also go directly inside the game exchange. So
Uh,
yeah, we're looking on this as one of the major content updates this year. So yeah, I guess when we get closer, we'll share a bit more detail, and we'll start to share some sneak peeks as well, as we've been working on this for quite some time.
by the way, Euler, we had a great conversation about how we came to have woodcutting as an additional skill, and perhaps you want to share more about it. Why did we introduce a new skill? Uh, like the
Yeah, so yeah, I think we'll still end up calling it like forestry or something like that. But one of the reasons we really wanted to introduce it is because uh, like it's not a secret that we're also going to release a few other skills such as like crafting, which will allow a player at some point to craft their own armor, and mining, which will give them ability to go and mine gems and ores. And we realized that in this setting, in this Zverse like universe, uh, we need like stuff to be made out of wood as well, and I think this is where woodcutting comes in, because that will be one of the major skills to provide crafting skill with the raw material needed to craft stuff. Also, on the other hand, as we are planning this big world, we wanted to make sure that whenever you go and explore that world, you also make strategic decisions about what you take with you, because you'll have like limited inventory space. And if you have a limited inventory space, and let's say you travel like for some 10 minutes in some far district, and you want to just farm there, and you don't want to run back to your stash every single time, you will you will get a lot of value of having like a good skill levels, because you will be able to go to nearby like fishing pond, catch some fish, maybe cut some tree, make a fire, cook that fish, and basically get back to fighting different monsters. So uh, like it's almost like a survival skill inside the game itself, and we're also exploring a bunch of other ways where you could use that skill to recharge your stats, heal your disease. Yeah. Anyways, it's a pretty fundamental source of raw material, and that material will be used in various different skills. So yeah, gonna be fun. Uh, yeah, I guess we are almost like 25 minutes inside the same A. Maybe let's get to the main part. And yeah, because I'm like super hyped about airdrop. We'll get that to that in like a minute or so. But what else do we have, Jekyll, on agenda?
Uh, I wrote down a couple of cool things as I found cool because uh, uh, I'm also chronically playing Zverse and wanted to bring you guys more like small but really cool news. So one thing, such a small addition, but I feel like so many of you will really appreciate this. We'll be introducing save battle parameters functionality, which will mean when you press play again, it will save the state you previously set. So, for example, you had autoplay on, and this will save the autoplay state, so you won't need to like click autoplay on again. And where this becomes super cool is in Umbra dungeons, Stronghold of Umbra, where it will also save the game speed state. Uh, so small change, but I feel like really good impact. Additionally, Nina Wacha, uh, I we promised a buff, and buff is on the way. So while it's still not live, I don't want to promise the exact numbers. All I can say is Nina will get a buff, uh, the fundamental buff to its damage, and it will have no negative effect. It will only have positive effect. So that's what I can tell you. Uh, Speaking of improvements, uh, we'll be adding set effects, and uh, I think mainly from Epic equipment. Uh, I mean, everything benefits from additional bonuses, right? But what we really like we're thinking about is mainframe set and how it is an epic, but perhaps arguably doesn't feel as epic as some other sets. So we'll be adding these set bonuses and mainframes getting a pretty cool one. Uh, Speaking of set bonuses, now this set is quite rare, and a lot of people there's not many people that possesses it, but also Soulkeeper set is getting a set bonus, so pretty cool.
Yeah,
Additionally, also,
sorry, I just wanted to add one thing. I think this kind of brings back uh, the importance of making decision for what you wear, because what been seeing for the last few months is people figured out the best possible setups, and we don't necessarily want to nerf that or like change it in any way, but we basically understood the importance of uh, people aiming and trying to collect one piece of equipment, and we just want to accordingly reward that. And yeah, I think it will add way more depth to the game, and also will bring up some good old epic items which have been sitting and waiting their time uh, through the set bonuses. And also, thing to keep in mind: most of these set bonuses, they are they there won't be like super universal for everything. They will be really good at the certain activities, and as you rotate between Umbra or regular dungeon and Forge, you will find different sets uh, to give you different advantages. So yeah.
Um, exactly. So, yeah. Uh, I know I'm like rapid firing many like small things. Euler stop me if I go too fast, but yeah. Next up, great rerolls. We I think Euler pitched you guys the idea. Either during an AMA or during like a late night chat session in like a general chat. But we finally landed on how it will work. We'll be introducing trade rerolls. It will be a fixed cost of off-chain V, and it will be totally random. So instead of like rerolling one trade, you'll be scrambling all of them. Uh, and maybe you're getting like a god roll of like great Chaka now. And um, yes, uh, I know a big question here is do you keep the trade upgrades? And yes, you do. Uh, so there will be like a 4 card system. Every trade has like its own card and it will scramble. And the trade upgrade, for example, your HP is level 10, and it can change to crit level 10. But yeah, infinite reroll. Just as much as you want. And
Uh, I already
yes,
see the questions how much it will cost. We don't have decided on like the pricing for that, but yeah, we want to make sure it's somewhat balanced, and also that won't be kind of, we don't want to make it a case where you're kind of re-rolling stat every single day. It's more like you figured out, you leveled up your Z, you evolved it, and at some point you realize that the skills and everything you've invested in may could be maybe a bit different when it comes to second Evo and in future in the third Evo. So this is mostly to kind of give you a few more chances to fine tune your Z whenever you like reach these big milestones. So the trade reroll will be available at any level, but yeah, that's kind of the most use I see for this feature.
yeah. Like I'm a sentimental player, and my first Z I trained to level 50 was a hotspot, and like I want to evolve that, but damn the traits. Let me tell you, they're not good. But yeah, cases like that, right? Uh, so moving on forward, and I think Hoff already asked about this. So I wrote down some the most impactful ones. I believe ability balances and reworks. Uh, I guess the most popular question ever since the balance change. Quill Hill will be increased. It will almost be back at the same level as the initial one. Uh, 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 but good news for Drax supporters. Drax ability 1 will get reworked because we felt like for Drax, Drax's first ability is countered uh, so easily that sometimes it might feel um, like it's holding you back rather than you're gaining something from it. So what we're currently aiming at is Drax will keep the taunt effect for its ability. Create a bubble shield, which, if broken, will generate a 10% of its a shield that consists of 10% of Drax's max health. Um, so more balances. Chomp, we love Chomp, but uh, I mean, if we have it, not the enemy. Uh, we do believe, especially with the Stronghold of Umbra, that yeah, Chomp and it its DPS output is a bit too high, so we'll be adjusting that a bit and monitoring it afterward. I know there's a couple people in listening that has Chaka Evo too, and Chakari will have its Evolution 2 ability reworked as well. Currently, we're looking at Chaka will create fiery spikes around itself that will reflect 50% of the damage and receive 50% of the damage, similar to how Trumpy works. Here's a fun twist. These spikes will exist for one turn, and during while the spikes are active, Chaka will have 50% damage increase and 50% bloodthirst effect. So, uh, so yes. Another thing, I do not recall immediately who brought it up, but a community member created such a well and detailed analysis of llamas second evo, and we've been monitoring how those evolution ability performs, and we will be giving um, a good change to the ability where if the boxes are active, it will absorb AoE hits. So the boxes will be able to be destroyed in one go, for example, with Taka's ability. However, now, while you have the boxes active, your mainline Z won't be able to be targeted with AoE abilities. And uh, so a little bit more tankiness and, not being so abused, so harassed by chomps and Takas now. Uh, so that is majority of the things I have. Additionally, Genesis Z are also coming after uh, farming herbalism. Uh, I guess we'll talk more about them then. Uh, and yeah, I guess I could give the floor to Euler and to talk about, Mini Z version 2 is coming out soon. What's there? What's the future? How are we doing?
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, super cool. So I think we already shared a bit of like the data. We're close to 60,000 players right now on a mini Z. We've seen actually insane activity from a lot of the player. I've spent a few hours trying for a high score myself, especially when we were still in development. And oh my god, I love and I hate that game. So I believe a lot of people are feeling the same. But I guess that's the part of the idea, to have something super simple, everybody can pick it up and have some fun. But the moment you start, you like actually compete, and the thing is, it gets hard on you. Uh, yeah. So I've seen many people pointing out that there are other players who have been inviting a lot of player to the game, and this is like the part of the current Telegram meta. Like these people, they contribute, they help to grow the audience, and that actually directly translates into uh, higher activity in main game as well. But on the other hand, we didn't want to make Zevers Mini just about them. We also wanted to make it about competition and the spirit of competition, which presents every player the same chance to reach number one spot when it comes to the high score. And these things, they actually matter quite a lot. So there is a pretty good balance between players who have been climbing the high scores and players who've been inviting their friends. And the way how that works, so obviously there is ongoing raffle. We're gonna, I think, conclude it on Friday. But the main thing besides the raffle is that this is the first phase of Zebra's airdrop. And the way how people will be starting to get that airdrop is by opening up the boxes, and the players will be able to purchase the boxes with the fruits, and later some Telegram stars as well. We're testing potential for monetization, so we can bring in even more player. But any player who just starts playing the game, even collects just a few fruit, will be able to open up these loot boxes. And these loot boxes, all of them will contain different kinds of seeds. And I won't tell much more about seeds right now, but these seeds will be main component when we will be judging the amount of airdrop we allocate for every single player. So it's pretty easy to collect a bunch of even like at least 10 or 15, maybe 20 loot boxes every single week by just playing game regularly. And the way how we design this is that with every box you purchase, the next box will become just a bit more expensive. And the idea is that it really evenly scales for among the players who just want to play the game. They can't invite like hundreds of different players from different communities they may be in. So they can just play. They can earn a bunch of boxes every week, while the players who invite like hundreds or thousands of other players will obviously get chance to open a bit more boxes. But because they scale, there won't be that dramatic difference between player who has like 100,000 loot box, 100,000 fruit, or player who has like 10 or 20,000 fruit. So we'll be looking at a balance still, but yeah. So and on the other hand, we're looking to scale Zebras Mini probably to few million player, and we see this as uh, crucial part. I would say crucial tool for our upcoming TG. So yeah, and yeah, the box is oh sorry, wrong comment. Yeah. So anyways, Beavers Mini has been pretty hot for last week. We're planning some marketing activities around it to actually start to scale. We are introducing the shop today. So if you have collected fruit, you will be able to start opening these loot boxes, and you will be able to um, open them up every day. Every week we'll have a reset. So every week all the prices will just go down. So just think of that as like a bonding curve when it comes to fruit prices. Yeah, I guess. Oh yeah, I see one question. No, we won't reset any progress. So with the upcoming update, we'll just add new stuff, some improvements of life, and yeah. So you will see a bunch of new features, but the biggest one is the shop and the seeds. So the seeds will directly translate into your allocation at DG. Also, a thing to keep in mind: this won't be the only way how you can earn the airdrop. We'll be putting a lot of focus also on our mass holders and land holders, and then there will be other in-game activities inside the main game as well. So yeah, Pretty exciting. I can't share much more, but yeah, I guess let's maybe go to the main topic today, which is Pepidrox coin. Uh, yeah, I'm like personally super hyped about what comes in like 15 minutes. I hope it will work without any issues, but we'll have like a more than just one round. So we'll have try time to maybe adjust if we see something is not as we wanted. But that's gonna be pretty huge party. And the thing with the Beverdrox at the beginning will lock ability for people to transfer the token until we completely finish the airdrop. And the moment we complete the airdrop, will that I think will end what Jagal? It's tomorrow evening is the last phase, right?
Correct. I will put out a schedule as well. Um,
Y- Yeah. So, and the moment we complete the airdrop, we'll add the liquidity in game exchange, and the current split uh, for the token will be following: 90% will be distributed to community through the airdrops. There will be a separate phases for masks for mask holder. Uh, all of that will be distributed throughout four different phases. So we'll have these four different parties, hopefully just four. If something goes wrong, maybe we'll add one extra one, but hope not. That's not the case. You know, and remaining 10% will be split between 5% goes to liquidity inside the game exchange, and the 5% will stay as a reserve. Out of that 5%, we may use some of the token for some future raffles and maybe some marketing activities. But one really important note to add is we'll also send 1% of total supply out of our reserve to Bedrocks. So yeah, I hope he doesn't rug. Yeah, but okay, that's just like 1%. Like we took the name, so we have to, I guess, compensate for that. Maybe, Jael, some other details about airdrop, and I think we can kind of start to get get slowly ready. Yeah,
yeah. I'll. I, I think we can uh go for some questions as well. I'll add for the Pepper token as well. I'll ask the team if they can push it up because currently uh scheduled for to go live in 45 minutes. I'll see. Maybe we can do it faster. But yeah. So all right. Let's go over the details and how it will work. So the total supply is a bit above 3 million. I'm pasting it in the chat. And if you have questions for what do the numbers mean, is there a conspiracy? Yes. Here's an explanation for the numbers. So uh, there's gonna be as you already mentioned, there's gonna be four phases. Uh, Two of them will be free for all, uh, and two of them will be exclusive to mask holders. In every phase, there's gonna be distributed a bit over 800,000 Peppetrox token. And let's talk about the phase that we'll have today. Because in further phases, we might adjust depending on the people amount, to make it fun for everybody. So, what are we looking at today? Let me quickly open up the details. So, sorry, as I mentioned, 800,000 tokens. There's going to be three waves for today's phase, for the first phase. three waves. Each wave will take 5 minutes. And during those 5 minutes, boxes will fall down from the sky within the party island. So you gotta be there. Boxes will fall down from the sky. There's gonna be four types of boxes. They will all look the same. You only will know what type of box you opened when you pick it up from the ground. So four types of boxes. Let's start with the most fun one. It's the empty box. You gain nothing from it. Then there's gonna be big, medium, and small boxes. 15% of all of the boxes will contain the big airdrop. Um, 35% will be medium, and 50% will be small boxes. And how does these boxes scale? So half of today's airdrop will be hidden, split, distributed amongst the big boxes. 35% will be distributed amongst medium boxes, and 15% of today's airdrop supply will be distributed between small boxes. So a lot of numbers. I'm pretty sure like you you don't care. Just here's a quick tutorial. Pick up all the boxes. Hope you win. And yeah, let us know how it goes. And I mean, we'll be there as well.
Oh,
And yeah, after the AMA and after the airdrop, I will publish the recording. And the notes about the AMA. And after that, I will, I mean, immediately, but in a separate post, I'll publish the date for the next three phases of the airdrop. And yeah, as Euler said, after
actually, I have an idea. Like,
go for it.
so we are expecting that the whole experience will be pretty fun. Like we did like one test some time ago in a party island, and even then it was like um, such a such a crazy moment when you have all these people like running around and doing nothing. So when now the boxes are included in this, I think it's a good opportunity for you to maybe do a screen record and later on share some of those experiences on the socials. And I believe that could be a good way to distribute some of the reserve tokens as a rewards for those who create the content. So yeah, that's maybe one small addition. The party will be good, so make sure you be there in time, and also uh, don't hesitate to share that experience. Make some small clips, and we'll find the good creators and we'll reward them with some additional airdrop.
All right. So, guys, we can. I will let you know if we can push it 15 minutes earlier. So that would be in 25 minutes from now. Uh, we got we got a little bit of time to kill. Shoot us with your questions. Uh, Other than that, yeah, I'll let you know about the time, and then let's go to the lobby and let's have a little party. Um,
Yeah, let's fucking go. Okay, guys. Cool. Let's wrap
uh,
up. We have some
uh,
preparation to do.
Euler, I want to quickly take the global hubs question about when highs.
Oh my god. I don't think we have time for that. Okay, okay. So the thing about heist is that we kind of know already the way how we want it to work. It currently requires some development time to fix it. But at the same time, like it will be affected with a lot of new things we are introducing right now, like with inventory system and skills such as herbalism, where you will be able to use the potions in these battles. So yeah, we don't have a date yet. We kind of know the way how we want it to look in the future, and we definitely don't want to release something half baked. So we kind of keep it. Yeah, so we kind of keep it. We'll keep it closed for a bit of time, and yeah, really, we don't yet have a clear estimate, but I think definitely this year. So yeah, thank you for
Um,
question, Jackal.
hey, just so you guys know, very popular question from me as well. But yeah, all right, I got a confirmation. Aero will start 15 minutes earlier, so that's in 23 minutes. I will put out an announcement after we wrap up. I will put out an announcement, and yeah, see you guys there. Promise it's gonna be a party. So yes, all right, guys, 126 people here. Holy, thank you everyone for coming, and yeah, Euler, any closing thoughts?
uh, yeah, I'm actually excited to see so many people here. Yeah, what we can say is, like, I just wanted to add like a note on the haste. Uh, we'll we want to most likely bring back the haste when it's like fully on chain, and like it's still a pretty complex mechanism, and like Zever's economy as a whole is pretty complex economy. I'm just seeing so many questions about like ROI and V earning, and if you've been like following our Dune Dash and everything else, you actually see that we are getting there step by step. Like with every new thing we do, we actually introduce a new loop which can bring direct earnings for the players if it's used correctly. And the thing here is we don't want to burn the whole economy just in like 1 month or something. So we first of all move slowly with decisions what affects economy. On the other hand, we see that the path we have started to take is already paying off, and you can see pretty much all across the any dashboard you pull up. So yeah, we know who our core community is, and and we want to reward them accordingly, but at the same time we want to do it so it contributes to health of overall game and project as whole. So yeah, that's I would say it's my closing note. So thank you all for coming, and I guess let's get to the party. Oh, there's one more question about investment from the funds. We'll make like this one big announcement sometime soon around the funding, as we are also entering like hopefully soon into second phase of play to airdrop for Zevers. And this will be a part of that. But what can I say already is we've shared some of the funds. We've got investment from some time ago on a Twitter, but yeah, but essentially we're gonna make just one major announcement. We're gonna announce how much we raised, and also some major funds who've been working with us for last 2 years. Super great partners, and like super thankful to them, but at the same time we want to make it sure we do the announcement the right way. So yeah, thanks guys. Let's meet each other shortly in Party Island. Let's
Yeah,
go.
I'll put out an announcement about this party in a second, and yeah, see you all there. Thank you, guys. All right, bye.